Hey guys, how's it going? I hope you're all doing really well today. To set expectations, this video isn't a tutorial. This is more of an update about the progress on building my smart home setup and how we got to this point. Now, just like most people who are into self-hosting, I got started because I wanted to host my own media server. And I enjoyed that process so much that I decided to make a video about it, and surprisingly, people watched that video. So I started learning more about self-hosting and kept creating content about the different things that I would find along the way. And while I was doing this, I started realizing that self-hosting really was a great way to take control of my data and my privacy, and it gave me an opportunity to not be reliant on third-party services. Now, eventually I started adding new smart devices to my home to automate the lights and all of that stuff that we tend to do. But the problem was that I was still reliant on an internet connection because most of the smart devices I'd been buying and using were Tuya based and required the internet just to get them set up. I eventually decided to implement Home Assistant to help me manage these things and was using Tuya Local for some supported devices, and that was mostly fine. But if the internet hiccuped or if the Tuya cloud decided to take a lunch break, the rest of my lights simply wouldn't turn on. And that was a massive single point of failure that drove me nuts. So I was chatting about all of my frustration in my Discord server, and one of my mods sent me a Zigbee Z-Wave USB dongle to plug into my Home Assistant setup. And honestly, that changed everything. It was that crucial piece that I had honestly been avoiding that allowed me to finally achieve internet independence in my smart home. I was moving from a system that needed the cloud to one that was truly local and reliable. Now, if for whatever reason you're not familiar with Zigbee and Z-Wave, they're awesome for smart homes because they were specifically designed for automation. They operate on their own mesh network and they don't rely on your home's Wi-Fi to do anything. Now, as I mentioned, Zigbee devices use a mesh network, and this is great because it allows every powered Zigbee device to extend the signal and create a self-healing network for extensive and reliable coverage. And even more than that, they're really energy efficient, letting battery-powered sensors last for months or even years in some cases. And the response time is near instant. I'm talking snappy, lightning-fast automations. When I tap my phone or tablet, the light turns on right now, not a second later waiting for a cloud handshake. So over the past few months, I've been replacing my smart bulbs and smart plugs with Zigbee compatible alternatives. I've mostly been using third reality devices because they've been very dependable for me and seem to have a pretty good reputation in the community. So at this point, we've solved the internet dependency problem, but we've run into another problem, and that's convenience. Having to pull out my phone, unlock it, open the app, and navigate to the dashboard every time I want to adjust a light was really killing the convenience factor, and the rest of the family was starting to hate my privacy project. Then my goal became simple. Create dedicated always-on interfaces, physical touchscreens that anyone in the house could walk up to and instantly control whatever they needed to control. So recently, I started setting up tablets in different rooms. I should mention that these are cheap tablets, the kind of tablets you can get on Amazon for like $50 a piece. They don't need to be quick or have a lot of power since they're only displaying a single page via an app and doing nothing else. Each tablet is also plugged into a Zigbee smart plug, but we'll come back to that in a little bit. So I've got 3 cheap tablets set up, each running a custom focused dashboard tailored specifically to the room that it's in. So we have one in the primary bedroom, one in the kids' bedroom, and one in the living room. In the primary bedroom, there's not much going on. Like, we can control the lights and see the weather that's going to be for the next few days. It's simple and it's functional, and that's all we really need in there. In the living room, I've got a tablet set to show us what the weather looks like for the next few days, as well as anything that we've got on our calendar. And from here, we can also control the lights in the living room and on the front porch, and also view the doorbell cameras. Just as a quick side note for anybody who cares, our calendar integration currently still is a Google Calendar because that's what we use, at least for right now, but that might change at some point in the future, though I'm not quite sure that it will. In the kids' bedroom, though, there's a bit more going on, and that was very intentional on my part. Besides light control and a weather calendar, I've added a clock widget because he's very routine-oriented, and we're hoping that maybe this will help him stay a bit more regulated. But I've got 2 other buttons available to him. We've got a TV on and a TV off button. And the TV off button does exactly that. It turns the TV off. But when the TV on button is pushed, it turns the TV on, waits a few seconds, switches the TV's input to Plex, waits a few more seconds, and then starts playing the last show that he had been watching. And I did this to give him a bit of independence. See, due to his developmental delays, he struggles to use even a simple remote and was very reliant on other people turning his show on for him. And now he can, at his leisure, turn his lights and his TV on or off. I genuinely wish I had video of the first time that I showed him this new setup in his room. When he pressed the button and his show started playing, his smile was huge. He started jumping up and down and clapping, and he was so excited that he was able to do this for himself. And it was at this point I knew the whole project was worth it. Now, to keep things running smoothly, each tablet is being controlled via an app called Fully Kiosk, which just helps me make sure that all of the tablets are only being used for Home Assistant. And you can use Fully Kiosk for free or pay a few bucks to remove the watermarks. And I started with the free option, but when I saw how much I could actually do with Fully Kiosk, I decided to get a license for each tablet. The other cool thing is that I can use a Fully Kiosk to monitor the battery level on each tablet. And because each tablet is plugged into a smart plug, I'm able to use the battery information from Fully Kiosk in Home Assistant to automatically turn the smart plugs on and off. And this keeps the battery from fully charging or discharging to help keep it in a healthy range for as long as possible. Also, to keep the screens from being on all of the time, Fully Kiosk lets me have a screensaver that then deactivates when the camera on the tablet detects motion. So I really love the ability to only have them on when they're actually needed and prevent screen burn-in. I can also remotely manage each device from the browser, so I don't have to go around to each one to make changes on them. And I know there's a ton more features that I could be using from the app, but I'm still pretty early in my setup and exploration of Fully Kiosk, but I really am enjoying how much I've explored so far. So quick little side note here, because I know it will get brought up in the comments if I don't say something. This video is not sponsored by Fully Kiosk or Third Reality. They're just the products that I've been using to help this whole process be as smooth as possible. And I just wanted to bring that up. Nobody is sponsoring this video. I just want to clarify that. I just really enjoy using both Fully Kiosk and Third Reality devices. So this is what I've been working on over the past few weeks to help achieve a more local, private smart home. We now have more of the convenience back without sacrificing control or privacy, and it really feels like a genuine upgrade. Also, doing this has me thinking about adding the Home Assistant Voice PE that I got a while back into the mix. And maybe that'll be a video of its own in the future about me improving my Home Assistant setup. I'd love to know if you've done something like this in your home, or if it's something you've even thought about doing. Definitely let me know in the comment section down below. But with that said, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. I want to thank you guys for spending a few minutes of your day with me here today, and I'll talk to you in the next video.